members of the NDC, out of their own frustration, they will say that, for example, you write something and an NDC person will come and write on your wall. You, if not for the fact that oral is slow and they are not working, you should have been in jail. All over, on social media. That is their refrain. They are even frustrated themselves, their own party people. So let's not create the impression that MPP is saying oral is dead. Even NDC people and a lot.
I was for my money, I'm a kwaba, Edbagan and Sem TV. So, one more is like video, no best subscribe to the channel, no turn on notifications. Say, next time, videos of this nature about so submit to my cabinet, watch their wagging or comment section for them. Say, if Mr. President, maybe whom you from Mr. President, I major also, or text me Mr. President or comment section, I major also. Who see I'm a TikTok and I pay Mr. President, I major also, sir, quality or baby, agenda MPP. So, the money in your opposition. So we are trying our possible best. They use John and the same TV channel also. They are what the new patriotic party and menu kono. They are power 2028. Inshallah. Dr. Mahama president. Now also the power by MBA so selkebi. Na my kan yi they were John the money Mahama the book at Neze Ebu idie. Ya me ni amene ya fa the Messiah Dr. Mahama ni amade na sase bebe fie. Na once again me catch a gun and mabunu nyina say amanyo sem ne yeye no. That chinti na ya manyo se menye print na manyo se de wo ye bia no wo ye no wadwo se inti that bia no would you be proud of decision I will make here in politics? We shouldn't forget say politics no ya ma utumi say fa bedi manfo nanim ya ma utumi say fa be ye wo yi it is all your software o ye ordinary Ghanaian we educationist, we medical doctor, we once I have more opportunity to serve public space, do it with due diligence, respect, and absolute clarity. And yes, they be our home
members of the NDC, out of their own frustration, they will say that, for example, you write something and an NDC person will come and write on your wall. You, if not for the fact that oral is slow and they are not working, you should have been in jail. All over, on social media. That is their refrain. They are even frustrated themselves, their own party people. So let's not create the impression that MPP is saying oral is dead. Even NDC people and a larger section of the public feel that oral is dead. Because why? It was the most high-handed, pathetic, reckless institution or committee ever.
How do you describe
why
not?
Why not?
With
look, my brother.
That they haven't done.
My brother, I believe it was in your own studio here. It was in your own studio here when Sam George said that people are fleeing with money and that they know people who are sending money to other countries. And he said, oh, even next week, he said, even last week, I know somebody who was sending 100. Kpebu was supporting him.
Yes, he was here.
So he was here.
Name that person. No, I didn't. You didn't.
You didn't name that person.
I meant that oral word.
After the point is, you created an impression, an expectation. You created a demand. People should go for the blood of MPP. Look, there were even comments that go to the airport and stand at the airport and make sure nobody leaves the country. You create that impression, you create that expectation, and you come and tell us, well, Kpebu, what are you telling us? you are the choir master.
Yeah, support.
What are you telling us? You cannot, in your right conscience, be happy with where oral is.
So propaganda.
Look, Kofi, let's take him aside. He's NDC. Let's take Okujeto Ablakwa. He's NDC. Kpebu, you claim you are not NDC.
Yeah, I'm not NDC.
Okay, fine. We'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Dom level.
Yeah.
At least he claims he's neutral.
Yeah.
The two of you should be worried.
Yeah.
That you were added to a propaganda tool. Because you see, Kpebu, you are a lawyer. And you should know that you should never participate in an exercise that judges or sort of creates the impression that people are thieves even before they have their day in court. But you participated in that. You
To keep
participated.
the hope alive.
What
and
hope?
to prepare
Hope in the absence of justice. Hope
Did
in
you
the
see
absence
oral
of
as a
people's rights.
propaganda tool?
Of course, it's a useless tool.
Oh,
really?
Oh yes, yes,
no,
yes.
no,
yes,
they
yes.
don't understand
This-
governance. You don't.
What governance?
You don't.
What
No, no, no.
Please let me
We
talk. Look, see, here's the thing. Now Kpebu is permutating, telling us it was if. Really?
Yeah, he said conditional clause.
Really,
He said
Kpebu?
if.
Really?
Watch, please project the statement. He said if, and it's conditional. It's a conditional clause.
If what? If what?
If all the cases are prosecuted, so once we've not yet finished prosecuting, you can hold him.
You see, you said
There are
this.
7 cases in court. Oh.
You said this.
7. All right. SkyTrain, the National Service one,
SkyTrain is what? 2 million.
Yeah, Aludiba. National Service is over 400 million.
2 million.
National Service is
and
over
then you
400
included,
million.
let me talk. You included Bank of Ghana.
Because I would spend
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
some
You
time
included
with
Bank of
the
Ghana,
participants on
the
this.
building. You included the cathedral. Should I continue? You included drip machines. And these are even projects that have been done or equipments that have been procured. But you included them as
But
though
drip machine already has been shown that it was overpaid by 2 million. GRA is on the Zoom Lions neck now.
so for the drip,
you see, we
so
have
1 second.
2 million.
So
2 million Ghana.
So it was
Or
it's
over
not Zoom
20
Lion.
million Ghana.
It's not Zoom Lion.
Yeah, it's his company.
It is,
I mean,
no, I just want.
Yeah, he's involved in it, so he can't write. When we say Zoom Lion, that's
I want to mention the specific
company. Yes.
It's the JA Plant Pool.
Yes, and when we say Zoom Lion, I'm sure it's easier.
It's
No,
good for
effective
clarity.
communication. If
I
you say
understand.
JA
But
Plant Pool, many people will not understand. But the moment you say Zoom Lion, everybody understands. So effective communication. I don't come here to do
it's
esoteric things.
But
thanks for mentioning the technical name.
I'm only buttressing the point you are making that
Yes.
this is a company owned by the same person, known with a particular unit.
Yes.
But then there's a specific company
Thank
that
you.
was involved in that contract.
Yes.
That's-
But
I
Zoom
just
Line is
wanted-
sufficient for effective communication.
So you claim that that project was overpaid. So was it the overpayment that you were seeking as part of the oral?
Oh, but
Or
we've
was it
been vindicated. $2 million. That's at least 20 million Ghana. Kofi, you know how many people work and don't even make 100,000 Ghana a year?
Let me talk.
100,000. You know how many?
The point I am making is that you told Ghanaians, and this is from the presidency, oral committee report presented, estimated value of 36 cases reviewed at 20.49 billion. February 10th, 2025. This is the presidency. 36 cases estimated at 20.49 billion.
Now, why you say this is the presidency?
As in the presidency.gov, the website of the presidency. So from Felix's office, I'm sure, Felix, you are the one responsible for the website. This is what it says. That oral committee report presented estimated value of 36 cases reviewed at $20.49 billion. Averagely, each case is supposed to give about $583 million. This was the promise. This was the promise. So when Ghanaians ask questions about the expectation and what you have delivered, they have a right. Felix, I believe in Parliament or so, mentioned that they have frozen assets of 1.5 billion.
We'll get into all of that.
Oh, we get
this
into
year.
all of that. But that constitutes 0.75% of this amount. Not even 1%. And it's frozen. It's not even money recovered. Because the $600 million the president referenced was through y0u. But at least what Felix
Ghana,
referenced
it's not dollars.
is 600 million Ghana cedis that the president referenced in his State of the Nations address was through y0u. But what Felix referenced was 1.5 billion frozen assets and not even recovered. That's less than 1% of what they promised. So even if we go with your condition of if, it is still a promise that you are going to review 36 cases with the potential of giving Ghanaians X amount, which is approximately 21 billion. So even if we go by your hope, At least give us 20%, give us 30%, give us 40%. Less than 1% of frozen assets. So Ghanaians have a right. You set out to
Washington
DC. You set out to destroy people.
Washington State.
When you talk about the right of people, it's not just a matter of hope. The Constitution, first and foremost, enshrines the right of every single individual. So you cannot, on the back of hope, destroy their rights. You can't do that.
Okay.
So, look, Ghanaians have an expectation. They told us, even when we asked them, where are you going to find monies to do some of your activities? They told us, Ora will give us 21 billion. Hey. But don't say, when I'm done, I'll give you several instances of comments that they made. That Ora money is coming. 21 billion is coming.
You look for it. And,
yeah, I'll look for it. No problem.
Okay.
Thank you. So you have dashed the hopes of people.
I see.
That is the bottom line.
Quite a number of questions, and I had
plenty to them.
And your word was ignorance. They are speaking out of ignorance. That was your word.
On my ignorance, I mean, okay, so me kind of say, asam na oka no, enkyere se enyama bo enko suru.
But the
tie je oka no want o de o mapane kan say was it a body, was it a penny? Was it pure water? A costro. And I mean, because inflation is about for ma, and the rate at which things will be increasing, you know. The empanifono minimum woman, a pencil, commission. I can say, and say, and because I can say, Cabia, it has also a trainer, Ebianca, inflation, and Cabia, yet 3 cities in a Cabecao. Son of Moka said the rate at which things will be increasing, a better form. What I say?
Inflation.
Oh my, Mrs. Sana, dear Mimi, oh my car, Mimi Tessie, and I told Amanda Maker, say, a buying, say, what the inflation about this number. And now you soon say a base rate, a 16, advance of the above or the above 14, you are. I may come catch say, a baby, or maybe a pretty and a single digit piano, or more base rate so, a cost single digit, me boy. And now, say about my cancer petrol about for me. Abano dia he is trying to put all these things down.
So why na man in cost?
What yes, about to me so who now go for what there? What you say? And I know somebody can say Pulican ayaba abama enyama na eba from oh until the making. Me say so what they buy be all spoke against say I was say no mushia. I'm no mushia but nanka we my no. The phone chim so moko a penny say a port wa near man of from kaka. Yes, I don't mokai. Yes, but it's a Kanyama bono ever from. But you must say was a public air and a crime my no. Omoko funny man, but how much this one? Abano create another environment. But say individual entity near Maso, Aban Katimin Petro, and so
is right. Obisa, so at the end of
what I say,
he's also asking Argentina. Sanyama way in every Abina and David, Nessa Bonton so for David. So the government should just sit down and allow it to say inflation beba 0.5. Yes. Now so and they were not 2 years ago, ni boy 8 cities, no, because the inflationary rate, no.
But this is an AG who will come and bastardize people, pronounce people guilty because they know that the order has nothing. The order is a calculated attempt to tarnish the images of people. They are in their second year, and they have not been able to prove a single case. You see, I have always maintained this, and I've said it even to a fault, that if not for the NDC, nobody would have ever said a politician is corrupt in this country. Because before someone is accused of corruption, nobody is guilty until proven guilty by a competent court, right? Now, almost all the politicians who had been found guilty in this country are all NDC. All. From NDC 1, about 6 people went to jail. NDC 2, same. Even when Mahama came his first time, we had 6 people convicted.
But none from the MPP.
None. They will always use corruption as a bait and tell the people of this country that these people are corrupt. And they will use that to win elections. They did the same in 2008 with Fifi Kweti. as propaganda secretary, mention people. They mentioned a lot of people. They came, started 13 prosecutions and lost all. You remember Kofi, former foreign affairs minister? You remember Asabi and his wife?